So, just moved 10 tonne of my Rootzone through. Had a bit of an issue this morning, blocked the road, and then within 10 minutes of getting that delivered on the road, the bloody council turn up and start saying, oh, you need a permit to drop topsoil on the road. And I've been doing this 20 years, I've never ever heard this. So I've done it in double quick time and then done my blimmin' backing as well. So I'm annoyed with the warden because there was no need for him to pull over at all, and I've done myself an injustice by trying to get it done quicker, and there's no real need to. So I'm high on painkillers and a bit frustrated because going forward I've probably got another 10 to do here, and then all my other jobs as well, so it can be quite worrying. But I've booked myself into the physio tomorrow, and hopefully he can put whatever's come out of place back into place. It happens every year, so I should know better by now that I can't work as fast as I used to. So what I'm going to do today is a quick video on Rootzone, and it's one of the biggest questions I get asked is what Rootzone I use, where do I get it from. Unfortunately, I don't travel nationwide, so I can only tell you where I use and where I get it from, and if you live within maybe 20 miles of where I am, you can get hold of this, but you can maybe get something like it. It looks pretty dry there, but it's not, it's actually pretty wet. It's just the light shining on it there. So what you're looking for ideally is, if you just look up close, you can see it's a mixture of all kinds of things. Look like fine sands. I'm not sure if it's like recycled brick or, you know, like crushed bricks. Now, the Daily Mail several years ago, when I won Britain's Best Lawn, did me an injustice again by saying in the newspaper I laid the lawn on crushed bricks, and I got absolutely hammered by trolls. And one of them said something like the sad twat he probably is. And I was just like, how can somebody winning Britain's Best Lawn be turned into being called a sad twat? That ruined my day, and that's why I don't really want to get trolled on here, because I'm just trying to help everyone. But yeah, so get a bit more of this. Now, what you're looking for in a good Rootzone is the compaction of it, in terms of, like, you don't want it to. So with this, good test is with this, I can squeeze it as hard as I can and get it into like a nice snowball, but then easily just break it up back to what it was. And that, for me, is what makes a good Rootzone, because you're never ever going to get compaction with this. Even all the lawns that I've laid, Britain's Best Lawn is laid on this. The one with the brilliant stripes that did the Hater Stripes video on the other day, that is laid on this. And 7 years on, if I lift that, it's just like this underneath, exactly the same, unless it's got the roots holding it together. But if not, it's just like this. But for example, if we get soil, and there's be pros and cons in both. So if you get soil, you know, that, okay, I mean, it's not bad soil, but if that was wet and compact, you know, you see the rate of compaction there is a lot more. And if that's got the mower going over it and wet and stuff, it's going to stick together, so it doesn't break. I'm going to have to push that a bit harder, and it's a bit lumpy, so it's still not got that rate of like disconnect from each other. Whereas that, I can just do it really, I could just literally caress that and it breaks up. But soil, of course, has more nutrient retention. So in one hand, soil's bad for like drainage and you know, look at that. You know, that's just awful stuff. You know, imagine trying to seed on that and spread that and get it nice and level. You couldn't. So that would hold more nutrients, but it would also hold more water, which is a good thing if you live in a dry place. But I always go for the Rootzone because it gives me the option then of adding water to it rather than not being able to add water to it. So I got this, this is from Easy Lawn and loose. It works out about 30 quid a tonne delivered, but grass loves it because it's so like airy. and it just goes straight. And it's ratified by the STRI as well, and it's like pH neutral, which is great for rye. And it's dead easy to spread, and when I do my spreading videos, just to level it, you know, like look at that, I can just go at that with my hand, and you've almost got like a level as such. Whereas if you did that with soil, you would be pulling all the little lumps around, and you won't be able to get as fine a finish. So there's an argument for both, but if you're doing a job, I would always go for a sandy root zone personally. So I must move that out of the way because we don't want that sticking out of the grass, do we? So hopefully that answers some of the questions re root zone. Sorry if it's not as informative as you'd like, but I don't script anything. This is just all ad lib, and hopefully it makes some kind of sense. And hopefully I'll show you how to find your levels as well, and how to do it, and try and get it near enough level as you can with a few like roofing battens cut into 2 foot lengths and spread across with a spirit level, and then you can find your level then and work to a line on that stick. But that's all to come in future videos, sorry. And hopefully my back will be sorted so I can get this other 10 in next week. And it's a good job we didn't seed already, because it absolutely hammered it down last night. And it's like, sometimes it's a case of be careful what you wish for, because I've done the job with the Jack's Magic at the disaster job, and hopefully it's still intact today, because it honestly absolutely belted it down for hours on end. So I'm not moaning for most of my gardens, but for that one, could have done without that deluge, really. So I've got to clean up out the front, and then I'm going to start kicking this about and just finding out if I need to add more in certain areas. What I do is I just pile it up in piles, and then I'll kick it about like this and just get it into the corners and stuff. The best way to do it, but like I say, I've got a bad back, so it's hurting. And we just do that and kick it about. There's no fancy machines or anything, just literally all manual labour. And obviously when you've been doing this as long as I have, your back is a bit temperamental. So hopefully I've got 10. I'm going to get 5 more, and I'm going to do it in increments, I think, because I don't want 2 or 3 ton left over, because I have nowhere to put it. Because another thing with the root zone, actually, I'll add on, is that if you do get root zone, you can't really use it in the borders because it's not suitable. So you end up, if you do put it in the borders, you end up with sand in the borders, and your plants don't really like it because it's not very soily, and plants do prefer soil. So always try and under order. I know it might cost you a bit more in delivery every time you get another ton, but it won't be as much as having to buy a skip or hire a skip to get rid of what you've over ordered, plus the cost of what it was, because a ton of root zone in a bag, say from Bailey's, it's getting off for 90 quid, 100 quid for a ton. So you don't want too many of those knocking about after the job, so you better under ordering. Another wise man's tip for you. But I think I've quoted for 20 here, and I think even with the added on area, I still think we're going to be within that. Still need to top up a little bit in areas, but I think we're on target for 20 ton, and I'll be very happy with that. So there we go. I'll speak to you soon. So I've just spent a bit of time kicking this around, so it's all coming into play now. What I was going to say was, sand does not improve drainage if you've got rubbish or no drainage. Imagine if I put this in a bowl and filled it with water, the water's not going to go anywhere, so no matter how much sand is in there, the drainage is still going to be rubbish. So we need to have good drainage for sand to not only kind of aid drainage or give drainage, but it will drain through, but eventually as soon as it hits resistance, the water will just pile up and just come up to the surface. So if you have got really bad drainage, and you know you've got really bad drainage, that has to be addressed with some drains first, because otherwise you just end up with a quicksand pit. So that's another bit of good advice for you. But here, it absolutely, like I said, it absolutely chucked it down last night, but it's bone dry. So I know here we've got good drainage, and this sand, it will drain through and then drain through the underneath. We don't want brilliant, absolute Premier League standard drainage, as I've alluded to before, because we don't want to be out here every day watering in the drought, or the customers probably on a meter, so they're going to be conscious about watering it, and they both work, so they've not got time to be out here all the time watering. So there's finding that happy medium between good drainage and brilliant drainage and water management as well. So here we're going to have a great balance, I think, because we've got a good 3 or 4 inches of nice sandy root zone all the way across, which the water will drain through, but then we'll have this little reservoir of soil underneath which will then hold on to some of that water, and that'll water from beneath, so that when the roots hit it, they can go and get that water, and it'll be less reliant on us watering it. I mean, when you get to the point where it gets that hot, you just have to water, but those days in Bolton, few and far between really, or those kind of moments in time where it's not rained for 2 or 3 weeks. We had that 3 or 4 years ago, but most of the time Bolton's, Manchester area is very, very wet. But down south, you don't want to be installing Premier League drainage, because you're just asking for trouble, and all your hard work will just go to waste. And if there's a hose pipe ban, which sometimes that happens as well, you're in trouble, because you're kind of having to water illegally in the night, or water with a watering can, which isn't that enjoyable, believe me. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Like I said, I don't use a rake yet or anything. If at all, what I do is I just kick this about, and I get my trusty spirit level, and that isn't to be used to use the bubble or anything. This is just as a straight edge, so we just kind of move the soil around like this, and this will be how I do my final level. And see, with soil you won't be able to do this and get it nice and compact like that. And I've still got to go over it yet with the walk of the penguins, where you walk around looking an absolute idiot for an hour, trampling it in with your heels. But it's just got to be done. But yeah, later on in the week or next week I'll show you how to do the levelling, because I don't have any of the wood that I need to make that happen today, and I've just got to go mow lawn after, so I'm going to do that next week when I've got more soil in. But it's starting to take shape. You just do these little bits extra so the customer appreciates that the job's coming along, because I won't be here now till next week. So if I can just leave them with like somewhat of a level, it starts coming together and just sells the job a bit more as to why you're not coming for a week. But because I've at my back, that's the reason why. And I'm not here this weekend. I'm going to Alton Towers, so this gets parked for a week, and it's bank holiday next week as well, so it'll be like a week today probably before I get the other 10 in. But then the temperatures will be up to scratch up for by then, and the seed will germinate quicker, and we'll hopefully get a nice little stretch of some nice weather, but no heavy rain, because what we don't want is heavy rain once this is done, like at Charlie 4 years ago. So I'll be checking the weather forecast when we do the seeding for sure. But that is it for me now, and I'll speak to you later. If you have any questions, just get in touch. I'll always reply. So I look forward to hearing from you. I'll see you soon.